Well, we're all guilty at one time or another of wasting time, but in a slow economy with few job openings, most cannot afford to waste much time. Bob Posen certainly knows. He's taught at Harvard, run a global financial firm while serving on a presidential Social Security Commission. He's got a new book out entitled Extreme Productivity. Washington Bureau Chief Darren Gersh spoke with him.
When I saw the title of your book, Extreme Productivity, my first thought is, I'm tweeting and Facebooking and writing and taking care of my kids. I'm doing everything I can. Extreme productivity sounds like I have to be Superman to be extremely productive. Do you have to be Superman to do this?
No, the book is very practical. It contains lots of takeaways. It's very doable for the normal person. It's a guide on a day-to-day basis to how you can become more productive, and there are lots of practical suggestions about how to get there.
So where do we start?
Well, I think you start by, first of all, focusing on your top priorities and making sure that you get a focus on results and not time. And lots of people are into logging time to the office, and they say, oh, look how many hours I spent in the office. That's not the point. Your clients and everybody you're trying to serve, they're more interested in your results. So the book professes three important strategies. First, get to the end as soon as possible. That means that if you have a large project, don't spend days and weeks researching it. After the first day or two, come up with some tentative conclusions. That will guide the rest of your research, and it will force you to come to grips with the main issues. Second is a concept I call Ohio. Only handle it once. This is a way to get through the small stuff really quickly. So everybody gets a lot of emails. My view is discard immediately 80 to 90% of them, and then the ones that are important, immediately go and get them done. Don't put them aside to be done in a week or two from now, because you won't be able to find them and you just lose time.
One of the things that really surprised me in the book is you said it's hubris to think that you can plan out your career in one time. But I often hear people say, you know, you should know what you want to do, lay out your goals. Like if you want to make it to the top, set out a goal and a plan to get there. Are you kind of cutting against that trend?
Well, I am, in the sense that I don't think you can sit in your room and say when you're 25, well, this is where I want to be when I'm 50. I think it's counterproductive. I think what you need to do is to view your career as a series of steps in which at each step you ought to try to increase your options, maximize your options for the next step. So that's a realistic goal. So it's a step-by-step process, increasing your options. That's my third main principle.
Bob Posen, author of Extreme Productivity. Thank you for your time.
Thank you for having me.